Good morning, students. You might have listened about agricultural loans, housing loans, vehicle loans, personal loans, educational loans, etc. All loans will charge some interest. In this chapter, we learn what is interest, how many types of interests are there, and how are they calculated, etc. Before going into it, let us understand the vocabulary and formulas. The money lent is called principal. Interest is fixed amount paid on borrowed money. The sum of the principal and interest is called amount. Interest is of two kinds. One, simple interest, and second one is compound interest. When the interest is calculated uniformly on the original principal throughout the loan period, then it is called simple interest. The formula for simple interest is I is equal to PTR by 100. Here P is principal, T is time, R is the rate of interest. Amount A is equal to principal plus interest. So A is equal to P into 1 plus TR by 100. If the rate of simple interest differs from year to year, then simple interest is equal to P into R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus so and so on by 100. R1 means rate of interest in first year. R2 means rate of interest in second year. R3 means rate of interest in third year, so and so on. Now let us solve a small question. Find the amount to be paid back on a loan of 18,000 rupees at 5.5% per annum for 3 years. In this question, principal is 18,000, rate of interest is 5.5%, time is 3 years. So the formula I is equal to PTR by 100. Hence it is 18,000 into 5.5 into 3 by 100. Its answer is 2,970 rupees. So the amount to be paid after 3 years is equal to principal plus interest. That is 18,000 plus 2,970. That means 20,970 rupees. Dear students, simple interest is rarely used in real life. Almost all banks and other financial institutions use compound interest only. After specific period, interest is added or compounded to the principal sum so that interest is paid on the whole amount. Observe here carefully. Here 1000 rupees is lent. That means principal is 1000. Observe carefully. Rate of interest is 10%. So end of the first year, interest is 100 rupees, and at the end of the first year, principal is 1000. In simple interest, again observe, at the end of the third year, principal is same 1000, interest is 100. End of the third year, principal is same, interest is 100 rupees. In simple interest, interest and principal are same. There is no change. Now observe compound interest. In lending money is 1000, interest rate is 10%. There is no change. At the end of the first year, interest is 100 rupees. This 100 rupees is added in the principal. So at the end of the first year, the principal becomes 1000 plus 100. That means 1100. In simple interest, the principal is 1000, but here the principal is 1100. Now observe carefully. One more step. At the end of the second year, interest 10% on 1100. So interest is 110. Now this interest is added in the previous principal 1100. So now the principal becomes 1100 plus 110. That is 1210. In the second year, the interest is 10% on 1210. So it is 121 rupees. The interest is 121 rupees. At the end of the third year, the principal becomes previous principal, that is 1210 plus the present interest 121. It is 1331. When you compare these two interests, in the simple interest the principal is same, so the interest is also same. But in compound interest the principal is increasing every year, so interest is also increasing every year. Now how we calculate compound interest? Let money lent P1, rate of interest per annum R. At the end of the first year, the amount, A1 is equal to, generally the formula is P into 1 plus TR by 100. Here T is 1. So its answer is P into 1 plus. Because T is 1, it is P1 into 1 plus R by 100. Now, in the second year, the principal P2 is equal to A1. So, at the end of the second year, the amount A2 is equal to, according to the formula, P2 into 1 plus R by 100. But P2 is P1 into 1 plus R by 100 and this 1 plus R by 100. So its answer is P1 into 1 plus R by 100 whole square. Observe carefully. A2 is equal to P1 into 1 plus R by 100 whole square. In the same way, whether we continue, we can tell that in general at the end of the nth year, An is equal to P1 into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. So, dear students, formula to find amount in compound interest is A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. Here R is rate of interest in the term. N is number of terms. Compound interest is amount minus principal. So it is P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n minus P. If rate of interest changes year by year, then the amount in compound interest is, observe formula, P into 1 plus R1 by 100 into 1 plus R2 by 100 into 1 plus R3 by 100, so and so on. We already told you R1 means rate of interest in first year, R2 means rate of interest in second year, R3 means rate of interest in third year, so and so on. Now let us solve a small question. What will be the amount and compound interest if 5,000 rupees is invested at 8% per annum for 2 years? In this question, P is 5,000, R is 8%, number of years or number of terms is 2 years. Formula is A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. So it is 5000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 whole square. By simplification, its answer is 5832 rupees. So compound interest is equal to A minus P. So its answer is 832 rupees. Now let us solve one more question. If 60,000 rupees amount to 68,694 rupees in 2 years, then find the rate of interest. In this question, P is 60,000, A is 68,694, N is equal to 2 years. Now we have to find what is R. The formula says A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. That implies substitute the values. A means 68,694 is equal to P means 60,000 into 1 plus R. We have to find R by 100 whole square. That implies bringing 60,000 to left side. 60,000 in right side it is multiplying. So bringing left side it will divide. So the step becomes 68,694 by 60,000 is equal to 1 plus R by 100 whole square. By simplification, it is 11,449 by 10,000 is equal to 1 plus R by 100 whole square. Now 1 plus R by 100 is equal to root over 11,449 by 10,000. It is 107 by 100. That means 1.07. So R by 100 is equal to 1.07 minus 1, that is 0.07. That implies rate of interest R is equal to 0.07 into 100, that is 7%. That's all. Dear students, compound interest, when interest is calculated quarterly, that means since 1 year has 4 quarters, therefore rate of interest will become fourth of the rate of interest per annum, and the time period will be 4 times the time given in years. Hence, for quarterly interest, the formula becomes like this. A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 4 by 100 whole power 4 into N. So, the formula is P into 1 plus R by 400 whole power 4N. Now, let us solve a small question. Find the compound interest on 25,625 for 12 months at 16% per annum compounded quarterly. In this question, P is 25,625. Rate of interest is 16% per annum. So quarterly it becomes 16 by 4, that is 4. Number of terms. It is given 1 year. Year has 4 quarters. So here N is 4. So the formula A is P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power N. By simplification we get 29,977 rupees 62 paise. So compound interest is 4,352 rupees 62 paise. Now the last question. Find the effective rate. Observe carefully. Find the effective rate corresponding to a stated rate of 6% compound interest semi-annually. That means here interest is calculated for 6 months. Here we want to find the rate of interest per annum. That's all. That is effective rate. How to calculate it? Very easy. Let principal is 100 rupees. rate is equal to, here it is given 6% per annum. So semi-annually, that means half yearly, it becomes 6 by 2. So it is 3. Per year, the interest is calculated 2 times. So n is equal to 2. So A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. By substitution and simplification, we get 106.09. Compound interest is 106.09 minus principal 100, that is 6.09. Hence the effective rate is 6.09%. Now it's time for homework. Pause the video and finish the homework. If you have any doubts, don't hesitate to call me. Thank you for listening.